Let's do it. Coach, team champions, coming up short to Oregon State last season, now coming to their place and winning the team championship. What does that mean for the program?
Yeah, I mean, any time we can come away with a conference championship, it means a lot, right? Certainly the last Pac-12 championship, to be able to say that we won not only the last one, we won the first one too. So it's a fitting way to leave the Pac-12 in its history.
Absolutely, and getting quite a few individual champions, 2 4-time champions. That's hard to accomplish in any conference, especially the Pac-12.
Yeah, if you're talking back into the 50s or 60s when we started wrestling to now, and only have maybe 4 or 5 guys that were do it, and then have 2 in the same year, Colton and Jacory, I think it really means a lot. They're tremendous wrestlers, right? They're competing at the highest level, and this is something they check off their list, right? The big one's coming in 2 weeks. That's the big check mark. But you need to take care of this one first, and they did.
Absolutely, and just seeing them through the years, how have you seen them progress and be able to get to the point they are now?
Yeah, I mean, Jacory and Colton came here because they had high goals. They wanted to be national champions, World Olympic champions, and I think they're on that path, right? They're on the path of being the best in the country, best in the world, and they can prove that here in 2 weeks, and then certainly Colton can go do that this summer in Paris in the Olympic Games.
Absolutely, and then getting a couple of guys back from injury who were injured earlier on in the season, like Richie and Jesse, and just be able to see them finish with the conference crown. How happy are you for those guys?
Yeah, they did a super job, right? I mean, it's coming together at the right time. I think these guys have always been good at the ending of a season. They're something about how they prepare and in their minds that they will themselves into a place where they can compete for a national championship. And you're really proud of the work they've done. It's taken us a long time to get here and some painful moments, but it was all worth it, right? If you just stay the course, stay focused, continue to train with a purpose, protect yourself on the way there, then you can do great things at the end, and they're doing that right now.
Jacory talked about how he's kind of switched up his strength training a little bit, and since that injury, and it seems like he's as strong as ever now heading into NCAAs.
Yeah, he's strong, he's fast, he's in great shape. I mean, I think Jacory's just getting better at wrestling too. I think that's the one thing I always point to is you can improve on a lot of things, but the key is getting better at wrestling, and he's definitely getting better at it.
Absolutely. Kyle Parko, it seems like he's been just the pillar for this program over the past 2 years with the various injuries and things that have gone on. How proud of you of him, of his persistence and ability to provide for this team?
Yeah, sure. From a freshman, third in the conference, and was able to get on the podium as a freshman to now, being one of the favorites to win a national title. There's a reason, because he does the work each and every day. He trusts and believes in himself and the program, and he's a guy that focuses on getting better at wrestling. And top, bottom, neutral, Frank Molinaro does a super job with Kyle. They have a special bond, I think, and I think that's really paying off right now.
With Richie, his end of the season has just been sensational, the way he's been able to come back. How has he been able to go on this sensational run?
Well, there was a letter that came out from the championship director of the NCAA Wrestling Championships, and he said, when they were talking about matches forfeiting in the 1 second, what else would they look at? They said it was really important that they look at the 5 last matches of your season, and that would go a long way in terms of getting an allocation and what you would be seeded. So now I really would like to see the NCAA hold that accountable, because Richie in his last 5 matches, he's knocked off everybody in the top 12 that he's wrestled, right? So I think there's been a little bias against Richie and where he's been ranked and seeded, but, I don't think it really matters at 25. That whole thing, you can mix it up in a ball and it can come out different every time. But if I'm, betting my money, I'm putting it on Richie.
Yeah, well, Richie individually going out on this run at the end of the year, it seems like you guys just always seem to find a way to bring it together when March gets closer, when the championships are around. What is it about this time of year that just gets guys riled up and on the right page?
Yeah, I think what it is you find out where your mistakes are in November, December, and the start of January. You use January and February to correct it, and then you put it together in March. And I think that's the one thing we put a lot of time on, is getting better at wrestling, but not just everybody's getting better at wrestling. You got to get better at wrestling faster than everybody else between February and March, and I think we're just doing that right now.
Looking ahead to NCAAs and a 7th place team trophy last year, what do you feel that you have as a group right now to be able to, accomplish there?
Yeah, I mean, a couple fourths and the 7th in the last 3 years. They're hungry for more. It's always nice we get overlooked out here in the West. Everybody's paying attention to the other conferences, and that's where we sneak in and grab trophies. I think this is a team, again, if things go the way we plan it, putting 4 or 5 in the finals, right, will give us a chance to compete for a trophy. And we have a legitimate 3 or 4 or 5 guys that can do that. And we just got to be ready a couple weeks.